Simple Pleasures and Jeff Golub here in the Smooth Friday Live Radio Show with me, Paul Toothpicks Curry, in the hot seat. And it's a big hi to you out there. Thank you for joining me on this Friday night, 98.9 Northwest FM. I tell you what, we're excited, having some great fun here. It's the Smooth Friday Live Radio Show, if you just joined me, and I'm sure you know this program back to front, but I tell you what, I'm changing the name tonight, and I'm going to call it's the 80's Smooth Jazz Show. And I tell you why, because I've got two guys in the studios with me here in Melbourne town, and let me just introduce you very, very quickly. I'm just going to get some music on the back there. BennyB to my left, and Mr. MG on the right. It's good having you in the studios, guys. Big hi, and I'll intro you shortly, but big hi to you. Welcome to the 80's Smooth Jazz Show.
Thanks for having us, Paulie. It's such a pleasure, and we're very grateful that you've been able to have us along this evening.
Absolutely. Well, I tell you what, you other than the music in which you both love, it's smooth jazz fashion, I think, that we're all sort of sharing this evening, yeah? A little bit of that background?
Yeah, that's how we all meet. That's the common thread between all of us. Benny and I were talking on the way here in his old Mitsubishi Cordia about the good old days and how we discovered this amazing subgenre that you promote, Paulie. We're very happy to be here.
Absolutely, and I tell you what, we've minus a couple of the little hiccups there, but I'm excited about this evening, and just us having a little bit of fun and understanding where the music sets. But we've called it, and I know that we've spoken about this for a little while, but we've called it the 80's Smooth Jazz Show because we're really showcasing some of the smooth jazz in the 80s, sort of like I think what some people would call sort of starting off, the genre of smooth jazz. I think it was. Take me back a little bit earlier than that, maybe in the 70s, but we got some music from artists like Alex Bugnon, Kirk Whalum, Jonathan Butler, Najee, artists like that who have really started to make their names known, in the 1980s.
And they're still going. A lot of those guys, aren't they?
A lot of these guys, they found their feet in the 80s and just went from strength to strength.
It's strength to strength, isn't it?
The experimental era really favoured their trajectories.
And it's amazing too, a lot of the guys that were doing sort of soul into funk, they've found, like a renaissance in smooth jazz. A lot of those guys that were doing different sorts of music. And
I'm loving that. And I think my introduction, MG, Mr. Myles himself, if I can call him MG, who we met a few years back, but in your introduction to me through BennyB, and just talking about that funk, and I think we've all been flavoured with a little bit of funk, and I just love how we can have that slant on some of the smooth jazz. And if you listen to Jeff Golub just before Simple Pleasure, that's got a little bit of funk, a bit of soul, into that. And we kicked off as we started the program with the John Lennon classic Imagine, and the Mr. Funkster himself, Bob Baldwin. You know about the man himself, eh?
I'm sure you know him better than we do, Paulie. You've probably crossed paths with him.
Well, I haven't crossed paths as yet, but I certainly love his sounds and his style, and love to showcase it here on this program. That's what it's all about here on the Smooth Friday Live Radio Show. But it's we've turned it around a little bit, and we're going back to the 80s. And so if you're sort of in that era, by all means, you're going to enjoy the next 90 minutes. But let me just frame up. Well, actually, before we do that, what I'll do is I'll kick off with a track. Or maybe MG, you can tell us a little bit about the track from Blue Avenue Band.
Yeah, certainly. Thanks, Toothpicks. This is certainly something out of Benny's mind. Benny's the brains behind the operation, and a very close friend, Raz Ali, who likes to tickle the ivory. He as well has laid down a lot of the inspiration behind this. Benny, what do you think? Where does this come from?
I mean, I guess I'm the technical helm for it, but really I think Raz is probably the heart and soul of the operation and the themes behind it. But I guess we all have an equal love for the same sort of influences, and I guess really sets this album aside. Well, the album that we're making. I think there's a lot of other projects we've done, but this is the one where we really harness a lot of the vibes we've been trying to get for a few years, and I think it's just taken a bit of extra building of our friendship and technical skills, experience, and
trust.
Oh, trust is a must.
Trust is a must, absolutely. And Benny, let's just start by saying record producer So just to give you a little bit of a bio, just before we launch into this first track here,
Sure.
writer, recording artist, would
Yes.
that be right?
Yep.
And obviously run a label at the moment called Golf Point.
Yep.
So just give us a little bit of a snapshot of what's in the mind of BennyB, other than what we're going to hear this evening.
Oh man,
Go ahead, don't let it stop.
so, man, how long we got? We got a little while.
We got 90 minutes plus.
So
Sorry about that, John G.
I mean, I guess, before all that, I was a DJ and before then a keen music lover, spending a lot of time with the records himself and sort of gaining that intimate knowledge about artists and labels and studios and all these things that just I was really overcome, actually, but going back over 10 years. And from there, I guess I tried my hand at production. I attended an SAE course, which I benefited hugely from.
Sure.
And all of a sudden, I cracked some of the formulas to like how are these great records made and the kind of things that we're going to be playing tonight and talking about. For me, as a musical appreciator, like those studios were more than geographical miles away.
Yeah.
Like I just couldn't wrap my head around how it all happened, and to be able to have the skills and also the network and the players around me that really have the same vibe it's a real blessing, man. And
Absolutely.
I give a lot of credit to that for sure.
Well, fantastic. I mean, we've got your pal and as he's appropriately named, Mr. MG in the corner, and instrumentalist. And your association and collaboration with BennyB.
Yeah, thanks, Paulie. I like to dabble. I guess guitar is my go-to, but I love percussion. I love, I just love music, and it flows in so many ways through dance. And I think through Benny, I've learned so much about the joy of music. And music is best. It's an indulgence best shared.
Yeah.
And the difference between playing alone and then getting together with friends, doing something special and creating something together, it is just, it's the best high available, and I love it. And I guess too, it's like meeting you, Toothpicks, and realizing this show, the amazing weekly show you do, and it's smooth jazz. This is such a sub-genre, and when you meet kindred spirits,
Absolutely,
who like the same sort of thing,
correct.
And I walk into Benny's studio, I see all of this 80s musical equipment all set up, and it's a very special thing.
How special, exactly. Yeah, absolutely. Well, look, set it up. Let's keep the music flowing. And I think before we hit your track from your current album or your band,
Yep.
I might just play the Najee number, and it feels so good to me. And do you want to give me a little bit of background on this character?
Najee just generally, Benny and I worship all of these guys. They're the giants of smooth jazz. I've got a Najee LP that my brother Ollie G gave me, and it's signed by Najee. It says, "To Virgil, thanks for the memories."
Is that right?
Yeah,
How
I don't
good
know
is
who
that?
Virgil
Incredible.
was, but
I was telling Myles on the way here that we were talking about an introduction to smooth jazz the first time we remember hearing it, and this is the blinder, but I was a breakdancer when I was younger, and we had a crew called Cruise Control, and at the time everyone was looking for a theme song for their own, for their own dance squad. And I was just looking, early days of the internet, I was looking where there's got to be a song called Cruise Control. Come on. And then here we go. I find this song called Cruise Control by a guy named Najee.
Right.
And I was, 13, 14 or something at the time. And for me, that was like, I had nowhere to put that on my map. At the time, I was a kid into hip-hop and like dance music and funk and all this stuff. But I've still got the song, and now I've got the album, and it's just come full circle. I love the guy to bits.
Fantastic. Well, let's give it a go here on the 80s Smooth Jazz Show with BennyB and MG. With me, Paul Toothpicks Curry in the hot seat, and it's your Smooth Friday live radio show. Oh, very excited about the groove in the room here at Studio 2 here in Melbourne Town. It's 98.9 Northwest FM, and it's Paul Toothpicks Curry in a hot seat. It's just Smooth Friday live radio show. There's lots going on, but it's the 80s Smooth Jazz show with BennyB, our special guest, and MG. Hey, but before I just go on, I've got to say a big thanks to JD in the Overload program every Friday night, kicking it off here as he sets the tone for a little bit of smooth jazz as we take you through into the weekend. I should play a couple of my little IDs that, really sort of push out that smooth jazz weekend. But anyway, welcome, guys. It's great having you come in. That was Najee, and Najee's theme, certainly, yeah. No, it was Feel So Good, actually, from Najee's theme. There you go. So, BennyB, your Blue Avenue Band.
Yeah.
Talk to us about it.
So, I guess, some time ago, Raz was in town. He's still based in Adelaide. MG is here, obviously. And we all got together at my studio in the city at the time, and we had a few little jams. We had no concept. We were just sort of seeing what happened. Raz had recently started buying some instruments, and I think he's a bass guitarist originally. That's his background. And so he'd started getting into keyboards, and, he bought his first DX7 and a whole bunch of different sort of, 80s Yamaha digital paraphernalia. And so he'd been getting busy, and he wanted to come over and show us what he was doing. So we had a couple jams. A few months went past, and Record Store Day, which is actually tomorrow worldwide, but it was Record Store Day a couple of years ago. And I decided I had an opportunity to put together just a little 45 locally pressed at Zenith Records in Brunswick. And I was asked, do you have anything on the boil that maybe we can press up? And I said, I think I've got something. So I stitched a couple tunes together, and then I invited Myles down to the Record Store Day at the Record Store, at Wax Museum, to set it off. And then I just say, hey, I reckon you should play this one. And he goes, what's that? I said, just play it. And he goes, no, really, what's that? Because he looked at the record and saw his name on it.
Right.
And I just come up with this name, Blue Avenue Band, because
I love the name.
Because somehow we'd all just appeared, and we were all wearing blue, top to toe.
Is that right?
All of us. Blue jackets, blue pants. I had blue Ray-Bans. It was ridiculous.
Silk.
Wow.
I remember silk.
You were wearing silk, were you?
Yeah.
Well, someone had silk.
Silk overalls. And so, yeah, that's sort of how the whole thing came together. And man, I didn't realize that was just kind of pouring petrol on Raz's flame, because since then he has sent me something like his demos started at number 1, just like idea 1. I think he's up to like 118. He just sends them across the border, just boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
And so eventually we organised a weekend last September, and I said, look, let's get everyone in the house, come over, studio's running hot, everything's working beautiful. Let's just hole up there for 4 days and see if we can do an album. And this is the first result from it. Hopefully it'll be out in the next few months, and that's the background of it.
I'd like to say no DX7s were harmed in the making of this music, but I think one wasn't
one
it?
almost was. There was smoke coming out of it on the third day, and I had to give it a break. But maybe you can talk about some influences, Em, because, I guess you know what Raz is into and how we all...
Yeah, of course. Well, Raz and I actually met playing violin together. We were sitting on the same desk, and we were both working hard to, I guess you'd call it kind of lip syncing, but with a violin. You kind of move the bow in the right kind of rhythm, but you make sure the bow doesn't touch the string because you're not sure how to play the music. Raz and I, it was a bit of a competition.
I can see you doing that together.
But I guess quickly we progressed to, instruments more geared towards soulful sort of music and less classical. And, funk, we kind of grounded ourselves in that, but then quickly moved along to stuff a little more 80s, a little more stylized. And there's something certainly about synth kind of music.
Yeah.
And this is where Benny and I connected.
Wow.
Programmed drums, synth bass, kind of like layered guitar, Shack Attack,
Nice.
Mezzo Forte,
yeah,
Atmosphere,
Yeah, wow.
groovy UK stuff.
There's so much where we kind of overlap, and hearing about the music you love, Paulie, and particularly the contemporary flavour and the connections you have into the really healthy smooth jazz scene as it is now. I think it's just this amazing strand that began back in early 80s and is going strong even today.
Fantastic. Yeah, well, let's check it out here. What's the track name?
The track's called Intersectionality, which I had to actually Raz named all the songs as well, by the way, and I had to look it up. It's something to do with like equalizing different minorities so that everyone's like evenly leveled. It's lovely. It's really it's humble and gracious and beautiful. But I wasn't aware of the word.
And it's not out yet. So this is first play here on our 80s Smooth Jazz show.
This is it. Debut.
Very nice. Thank you very much. Let's take it away. Here with the great man on here, BennyB and MG here in the 80s Smooth Jazz show. Check it out.
Melbourne's best mix of smooth jazz on 98.9 Northwest FM, playing the best mix of smooth jazz, contemporary jazz and grooves around, and just have a listen to some of the music you'll hear on the program.
Melbourne's best mix of smooth jazz, Fridays 10:30 till the midnight hour.
certainly the pleasure of the era with Kirk Whalum from his album The Promise and I Receive Your Love from 1989, I think. So we're going back a few years. Great having you guys in the studios. Certainly a pleasure playing at the 80's Smooth Jazz show. And just before the break there, we were listening to the brand new BennyB and the MG. You're from your album, or band I should say, the Blue Avenue Band, Intersectionality. And I think there was a definition on that, and I've already forgotten it. Benny,
I'm probably going to double check it before I really say it again. I'm probably going to get in trouble, but
is that right?
it's a great word and good concept, and yeah, I can see Raz's heart was in the right place when he penned it.
Certainly a great tune, without a doubt, and the best of luck on that. Blue Avenue Band, what's happening? What tell us a little bit more about the vision of the band and where it's going, and what are you up to?
Well, I guess the first thing is to really knock over the album. I think it's probably about 65% done. We pretty much know what's on there. Most of it's produced and recorded. There's like a vocal track that we're working on that we've got to finish. And then we're just going to sort of delve into Melbourne's jazz community and find a couple extra players. So get some trumpet on there, saxes, some flutes. Nice. Just really beef it up a bit.
Can we do a live set here in the studio, or semi? Or
we need some. We need some sort of pontoon to stand up on.
Fireworks.
Well, how about we go into the main room and see if we can hook it up?
Yeah,
live to air.
Well, I challenge you. All right,
that's definitely a challenge.
Yeah,
I mean, we've talked about the live stuff, and it'd be great to do. I guess we just need to know. We need to finish the record, and we need to know what it's going to sound like. Obviously, we're a bi-state band, so that's going to have its own little challenges. But Raz has got no problem jumping on a plane.
It's happened before, hasn't it?
It's happened before.
Wow.
Yeah, we've got a few things we want to do just to roll out this album. I mean, it's our second record. The first one was kind of even the band didn't know it was coming out, so it'd be nice to to really do this in grand style. I mean, we're not even certain if it's coming out on Golf Point. I mean, I'd like it to come out on Golf Point. That's my vision.
That's your label, yeah.
But it's a bit of a different project too.
Right.
It would probably suit a few different markets. I mean, I've done CD releases for Japan before, and already I've had some great feedback from people, from the crew over there that love the sounds that we're making, because it is a bit of a different sound. Like the stuff that I've produced in the past is definitely more rooted in, I guess, either dance music or soul music. This has got elements of both, but it definitely borrows a lot more from that sort of 80s smooth aesthetic, and especially once it's finished, completely.
Wow.
I feel like I don't want to limit ourselves when the thing isn't finished, and we want to do a video clip. We're gonna get some wild outfits, do some photo shoots. I've already done one, and maybe utilize Myles G's nice limousine he's got before he flips it.
And maybe a tour like regional Australia, Japan, Europe. Benny's actually done a couple of tours off his own bat. There's been Europe.
Wow.
Took you through Russia, didn't it, Benny? You crossed paths with my other brother in Paris.
Yeah, that's right.
And then West Coast, US.
Yeah, US twice, Japan 3 times.
Yeah,
it's been a couple, but as a band like this with this different ensemble would be really cool.
Wow, how good is that?
But I like bags having my own hotel room, not sharing with Raz.
Why? It's something that I don't.
The ice bucket.
Yeah, right.
Not the ice bucket. Get a lot more smooth jazz, eh?
Yeah.
Well, let's. We're going to go to another one of one of the tracks, Silver Lining, and we'll talk about it shortly. David
Benoit.
Benoit.
Yeah.
So, what's the background there, MG?
Look,
what do you love about it?
I don't know a whole lot about David Benoit, but what I do know, Paulie, is that when I'm listening to the online smooth jazz streaming service you put me onto years ago, that's incredible. There's no repetition. There's a lot of Benoit that comes up.
Benoit comes up,
yeah. And when I found one of his original GRP albums, I guess GRP for me, wow, that blew my mind. That Grusin, Larry Rosen, like you said, like Ritnow, all that early stuff that they were doing, it was really incredible. And the direct disc recording stuff that they pioneered, really, really interesting music. And I think it also it's interesting. It bridges that connect between fusion and when fusion started becoming and evolving into smooth jazz.
Yeah.
Benny and I were talking about in curating the show tonight and what we wanted to bring along. We don't want to make it too funky. We don't want to turn it into boogie. We don't want it to... We want to try and keep in the groove. Even we even dabbled with Quiet Storm, bringing along a little bit of...
Right.
But then we both looked at each other and said, nah.
What's going to happen?
It's a broad church. And, you know, the great thing about all of these little subgenres, if the music's soulful, it just hits you, you know? And it doesn't matter if it's reggae or if it's whatever it is.
Of course.
And there's this kind of common denominator between all of it.
Yeah, okay. Let's check it out from the best of David Benoit from his 1987 to 95 sort of era, and it's called Urban Daydreams. Here on the 80s Smooth Jazz Show. I hope you're certainly enjoying the program, and don't forget to jump onto our Facebook page and just let us know what's going on, or you can also, we'll talk a little bit about your website and how people can get involved and find out a little bit more about Mr. BennyB and MG over here. Great having your company here with me, Paul Toothpick Scurry, in the hot seat at Smooth Friday Live Radio Show, and we're chatting with the very talented, I have to say talented, I think I'm blown away at the moment, no, in all sincerity, guys, in regards to the talent that's in here and the passion, which is really exciting, and just to feel it, I feel like there's some sort of sense of ownership, with what's going on. But we're talking with BennyB and MG, so record producer, writer, recording artist, label man, however you want to call it, instrumentalist, MG, music lover. I mean, you please let it go. Continue run it through.
And we got Paulie Toothpick Scory here as well, the curator and the appreciator. Yeah. And I guess we were saying off air that people make great music, but it's really guys like you, Toothpicks, who promote it and bring it to people.
Absolutely.
And that, particularly with smooth jazz in Australia, I know smooth jazz is still, it's going quite strong in the States with the cruises and everything else, but in Australia, like you're really, you're on the vanguard here, Paulie, and you're really championing a positive message, I think, and we're all very grateful for it.
Bravo. Thank you so much, and it's just one of those things that I can't let go. And want that opportunity just to really showcase it and get out there and make it happen. So thank you for the music that you guys are putting together. This is what it's all about. So moving on. So it's the 80s smooth jazz show. It's a nice little twang going on there.
Oh yeah. He's changed the name just for tonight.
So it's the 80s smooth jazz, and I know our good friend Roberto De Julio from Italy, he's checked in.
Wow.
He's listening to the program, loving the music and obviously the program content. So that's really nice, and we've got people from all over. So a big hi. You might want to say hi to someone over the other side of the world, because we stream via our TuneIn, tunein.com. And you can pick up the program all around the world. So we've got awesome. All sorts of countries listening into the program every Friday night. Smooth Jazz Alive. So, BennyB, so we're having some great conversations off air, and I'm trying to get all this stuff going. Talk to us about Silver Linings.
So Silver Linings are my current project, band. We've done a couple albums together. I guess, we're more busy just getting out there, doing shows. We've done a few international tours, which has been really nice. We did the west coast of US last year, Europe the year before, and it's kind of nice. It's in a very similar vein to the Blue Avenue Band stuff, but I guess it's more rooted in soul and kind of classic R&B.
Right.
A different set of influences basically, and different musicians. So that band. Originally, it was a duo that I formed with a good friend, Françoise D'Argent. She's listening. What's up? Yes, so she's a wonderful vocalist, born in Melbourne, but has a really rich musical background. So listen to Najee, listen to Lorber, loose ends, like lots of really nice sort of 80s soul and incognito kind of like jazz funk stuff as well. And so we gelled on that level, and we came up with a concept album, much in the way that Myles and Raz and I are doing for Blue Avenue Band now. And when that was coming together, as usual, I put the call out for some session players just to kind of fill things out. And Myles is never far away, so he also features on this album. Yeah, I think he kind of forgot for a minute, but here he is. And I mean he took it home. But this happens to be our probably our most popular track that we've done to date. So it's called So Good to You. It was the title of our first album. Came out 2016. Late 16. Yeah. Nice.
Okay. Well, let's give it a go. So Good to You, featuring the great MG and BennyB.
Just slumming it.
Slumming it.
Yeah, like my daughter tells me, I'm only famous because I hang out with Benny. If only I was famous.
Well, you're famous tonight. Okay.
He really knows tonight. Where he sits in the scheme of things.
All right, so let's give it a go, eh? So Silver Linings and So Good to Me here on the 80s Smooth Jazz Show. Thanks for joining me. It's the 80s Smooth Jazz show. It's something special, sort of not replacing the Smooth Friday Live radio show, but we're bringing 80s at Smooth Jazz at its finest. In that era, in that time space. And we're chatting with MG and BennyB, our special guest for this evening. Let me tell you, I'm pumped that you guys are here this evening. It is fantastic. I'm having a blast of a time, and I'm sure our listeners from wherever they are, they're having a great time as well. MG, the track we're going to talk about, Freekwency.
Yes.
There, but,
Freekwency. Oh, so this goes way back. Like, Benny is he's a very mysterious character. He's got a lot of aliases, and his Discog page, I've lost count of all of the...
More pseudonyms and hot dinners.
And Freekwency was one of the early ones, I think. And it's sort of in the great tradition of, I guess, the boogie bands that we were really into who spelt words in unusual ways.
Okay.
So it was based on Clear.
Yeah, wow.
Like Freak with 2 E's and a K.
Oh, okay, yeah. That was a Leroy Burgess, Patrick Adams kind of thing, wasn't it?
Yeah.
PHREEK and Clear was KLEER. So Freekwency Benny did as FREEKWENCY, which I really liked. Okay. And Benny's done some wild things, like I think he was talking about getting a record pressed without my knowledge and dropping it on me. Also, he did some stuff undercover, did a record, got that put up online and kind of disguised it as some mysterious 80s tune, and he had everyone fooled. Yeah. Okay. They were saying, what is this? How come we've never found this? Yeah. Okay. There's something really fun in that kind of undercover Miami Vice sort of...
we had a ball. Well, the extended version of that story is that the track was named after a night, like a party that your brother started. So he made this party like a Friday night in Adelaide called Oasis Boulevard, every Friday disco.
Is that right?
And they did the similar sort of thing. They were like, Lou was like, it'd be great if there was a track called Oasis Boulevard. And I'm like, oh. So I went home and I put something together, put it on YouTube, and I was like, oh, guys, you wouldn't believe it. Someone's uploaded this track called Oasis Boulevard. And so then they're like, oh, wow, awesome. One thing kind of led to another, and it just stayed there. It stayed there. No one thought about it again on YouTube for 5-6 years. Until it turned up in some, record collectors private group on Facebook, and everyone was trying to work out who did it and where it was from.
And there's a real hysteria around this stuff, like amongst record collectors. There are records going for thousands of dollars that are rare or really special, and so people are jumping on this saying, oh, can I get a copy? Where's this guy from? And wow. Yeah.
The Freekwency kind of started that.
Yeah. And I guess you ended up pressing it, didn't you? Did Oasis Boulevard get pressed?
Yes, it did.
Yeah,
it did come out.
And I think that's one thing we were talking off air, Benny. You have a real commitment to sound quality, and in all of the stuff that is put out, it goes through a very rigorous process of being mixed and mastered and made sure that it's of the finest quality before it goes to press.
Sure, that's great.
And I think as well, Paulie, the tradition of pressing music to record, getting the Splendor one out, but the Oasis Boulevard, but then also Freekwency. So the music we're going to hear, I think Benny came up with this concept a long time back in maybe 2013. I had the great fortune to do a little bit of dabbling on the guitar with it. And nice. Of course, Benny turned those little musings into magic. Now, that kind of languished those sessions, and just to a sort of, I think, online release. It was limited only to online, and I was saying to Benny for years, that is some of your best work. We really need to get that put on record, and I believe it was a guy over in Spain. Was it, Benny?
In Germany. Yeah, Germany, a label called Born to Shine. Yeah.
Okay. And, that's the beauty, Paulie, as you know, of the international music community. An appreciator in Germany saw Benny's stuff and said, I want to make this happen.
Wow.
And amazing. I think we're going to hear a Freekwency tune, Benny.
This one's, I believe it's Cafe Eliza.
Yeah.
And yeah, this was the first time I recorded with Myles, this track.
Wow.
We did two off the album. He came in, there's always a funny theme and there's probably multiple funny stories, but this particular one, he blew me away because, I knew him quite well at the time, but I didn't know him musically at all. We'd never played for each other. We'd only ever played records and, chewed the fat.
Yeah,
and so it was a totally different dynamic when we sat down and recorded this.
Fantastic. Well, let's give it a go. Hanging out with BennyB and MG. It's the 80s Smooth Jazz Show. If you just joined us on 98.9 Northwest FM, and it's Cafe Eliza.
Oh, Lord have mercy. You're on 98.9 Northwest FM, and this is Toothpicks, 80s smooth jazz show up in the studio with BennyB and me, Myles G. And that was Cafe Eliza, Freekwency from way back when in 2014, I think. And that one was recorded in one of Benny's kind of home studios, going way back to Brunswick. And following that, I think, Benny, you moved to the Submarine just on Sydney Road there. And
it was a very long, very thin studio.
Right.
Everything was along one wall, and you could just fit a chair between the other wall and the keyboards.
Yeah,
how cool is that?
We're always sort of waiting to inhale so we could pass each other. And then Benny moved to this amazing studio on the roof of a bank in the city.
Wow, okay.
My gosh, that was professional.
And that's your home currently, is it?
No, I hit the big time for a little while there, but I'm back home now again. Just it kind of goes in a flow like that. Sometimes you feel that you need to treat, give things the professional kind of attention they deserve, So if you're working with lots of different people, or you've got lots of stuff on the go, if you're earning decent money as well, like why not? Like let's all just make this a nice little ensemble. But then there are also times where things sort of, you just want to wake up and make music in your underpants.
Is that right? Okay.
So I find that it goes like that every sort of year and a half, 2 years. Like I reckon give it another 6 months and I'll be desperate for a proper studio again somewhere.
Isn't that weird? So find something to seal the deal, right?
Amen.
Tell us what's going on. So that was brilliant. I just love that, the Cafe Eliza. It's the first time I've heard it.
Wow.
Absolutely vibrating, if I could say. Like it was really cool, really, really nice. Seal the deal. What similar sounds, or
I mean all of this really is brainwaves from your mind, Benny. And I was just chatting with Toothpicks, Benny's process of layering and starting with programming his own drums, then doing the bass, and then laying the keys down. It's so special to watch and be part of, and then to have the honor of coming in and being able to just pluck a few strings across the top of it and then have my name somehow attached to it.
Yeah, right.
I feel really lucky. Yeah,
absolutely.
Thanks, Sam. That's a very valuable contribution for sure.
Absolutely.
But this Seal the Deal is the name of the album as well as the song. But it was, in the same way that Silver Linings was a very important, crossroads for me musically and joining with different kind of things that I've been wanting to work on. Freekwency was a few years earlier, but this was important for me, being my first solo album. Right. I'd never made an album before at this point. It's been a series of 12s or little EPs or something. So this is the first time I was given the opportunity, by a label in London who did the digital release. And it was a label I really respected. So I felt like I was working for the first time.
Right.
This went from just being a bit of fun at home or in the submarine to suddenly being like, I need to produce a professional collection of, 8 to 10 songs.
Wow.
And I just turned around, this was kind of the result, It was me delving into everything that I'd ever wanted to do with music, using everything I had at the time.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, well, let's check it out. Seal the Deal from your 2014. But still more to come. We're going to have a chat to Benny about his vinyl selection, or his vinyl classic picks. And also we're going to play a little bit of special EFX just before the night's end, as we're drawing near to midnight here in 98.9 Northwest FM. It's the 80s Smooth Jazz Show with BennyB and MG in the studio here in Melbourne Town. It's the 80s Smooth Jazz Show with Paul Toothpick Scurry. Got our special guest tonight, which we're really grateful for, is BennyB and MG in the studio here, having a little bit of fun with special EFX and from their early album, Double Feature from 1988. Certainly a great lineup. And Bemshi, and I was just talking through this subtle sort of world jazz funk sort of soulful sound, murmuring and sort of scat going on, and just that lovely, I guess, add to the sounds and the music of what especially EFX puts together.
Beautiful textures,
very lovely textures. Yeah,
isn't it amazing? That's certainly like a bridge back to fusion. You think sort of Weather Report-y, Zarwinal type stuff. Mm-hmm. Acoustic Alchemy, they're another that I see around a lot, and they're sort of like that, aren't they? They're sort of softer, layered, world influence.
Yes, they are, absolutely. Yeah.
Wow.
No, very cool.
And
very nice.
Another GRP release.
That's right.
That one.
That's right. Well, I want to finish the show with another track from Kieli doing a solo, or as his sort of solo album. But I thought we'd spin another tune from Jeff Lorber. But I'll sort of take it from a 2001 album, at the very best of. And I'm going to let you guys put you on the spot. Yellowstone, or you want to come and have a look at BennyB whilst we're sort of framing it up. Hey, record store day.
Yeah, that's going to be tomorrow.
MG, what's going on?
Oh, there's heaps going on.
Is there anything special out there?
Oh, I reckon there'd probably be a website about it, and if people go and have a look, there's like live music, there's special releases just for tomorrow at record stores, and most of them are doing at least something in the stores there.
Sure.
Most of them are doing a live thing, or a barbecue, or
nice.
In stores, special releases, or a cool T-shirt or something. And just once-off record store day releases. So
right. And what a revival in vinyl.
Oh man,
it's like how crazy is that? It's just fantastic, huh?
Yeah.
I mean, in a way, I'm kind of not surprised, because the way that, I guess, different styles of music are attached to different formats and different eras, and the way that society's turned, and the kind of music that, modern music's referencing, the best of it lives on vinyl,
Best of it, yeah.
And,
there you go.
And once that's gone through, people are going to be looking for CDs again. So, hang on to them, everybody.
Yeah, exactly. Don't throw them away, eh? Well, will it ever die, though? I think we've seen the sort of eradication of of vinyl, and it's come back again. There's a revival. So will it? I don't think it will ever die, will it?
Benny and I are really interested in, I guess, anything that's old, whether it's cars or equipment, technology, and there's stuff. It's interesting to see the stuff that survives. Like Benny and I were big into mini disc when that hit our shores.
Sure.
And that kind of came and went, and probably won't come back. It's been superseded.
It went as quickly as it came.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we lament that still.
Mm. Right. Still play it.
A little bit every day. Yeah.
You won't catch us walking around Brunswick West, swapping mini discs, but we still there's reasons for all that, MP3 was a wonderful portability idea in the technology age, and with the internet coming through, but I think people just kind of, they want a little bit more for their money these days, and that just makes sense if you're gonna spend $12 on a Beatles best of on iTunes, or $25, $30 and get it on a nice record where you can look at them and read about the record. Everyone wins.
And get the sound, get the real, capture
sure.
that real sound.
Yeah.
Press right on vinyl. Benny's top picks, or vinyl picks, George Howard, Stanley's Groove, 1986. Now, I'm already liking it. Do you have it? Billy Mitchell, Night Theme, 1986.
Yeah, just some sort of, I'm really into my Private Press records, man. Just like the kind of, for every Jeff Lorber or George Benson, there were like another 80 guys that, that were just behind him. And a lot of those people released their records through, independent or really small regional labels, and Billy Mitchell was one of those guys. It's just
fantastic.
It's like theme music, but it's smooth and it's groovy, and check it out. It's on YouTube and all that.
Awesome. Jeff Lorber, which we're going to play shortly, and Juno.
Juno's another one.
You Must Go On, 1987.
Yeah, that was he's from Gary, Indiana. He's been busy the last few years touring with the New Temptations and that sort of thing. But he's just a wonderful smooth jazz guitarist with only one record to his name. So check that out. You Must Go On. It's a bit of like a soulful, jazzy two-stepper.
All right, well, we're going to play a little bit of Jeff Lorber just before we see it out, PCH, Pacific Coast Highway, and we'll be back just to find out a little bit more about BennyB and how we can connect and find more of that great music that you're playing out there in the 80s Smooth Jazz Show here, 98.9 Northwest FM. Smooth 80s Smooth Jazz Show with Paul Toothpicks Curry here on 98.9 Northwest FM. A little bit over line, or over time tonight, I should say, as we normally sort of finish up at midnight, but I can't get away from the great time here with BennyB and MG, talking smooth jazz of the 80s, and certainly the Blue Avenue album, or Blue Avenue Band, and Silver Linings, and there's all sorts of stuff going on. So
lots of break-offs and offshoots.
Absolutely.
Lots of reading.
Absolutely. So we just sort of finish off there with Pacific Coast Highway from the very best of Jeff Lorber. Tell us, Benny, how do we, find you on social media, or out there? How can we purchase some of your music, or how does it flow?
Yeah, well, I've got a landing page if you're interested in what I do and want to reach out to me. I guess my production company is called Secret Heat Music. So if you hit up secretheat.com, you'll find my contacts. I'm on Instagram, Benny Badge, and that's about it. I'm on Facebook, but Instagram's the way, isn't it? It's
certainly is.
It's just a lot more feel and a bit more going on. yeah, just keep an eye out for us. We're around. Maybe Blue Avenue. Time soon, sometime.
Yeah.
Yeah, just watch out for the blue streak of lightning, and that'll be us.
Blue streak. Done. So we'll certainly showcase on our Facebook and website. Love to get some. Certainly, send the message out there a lot more, and I'd love to get you guys back into the program, and we'll do another maybe 80s or 90s or 70s. I mean, who knows? But
yeah, we could do a Kenny G special.
Kenny G
Toothpicks.
special?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's been waiting all night to talk about Kenny G. he's just running hot.
Well, if you insist, maybe set the record straight a little bit.
All right.
Toothpicks. When I first heard that you had this incredible radio show, I don't know what it's like for you, but there's a real stigma with smooth jazz. You know, the Muzak, the elevator music kind of thing.
Of course, that's what they say.
And I think it's so unfair because these guys and girls, incredible musicians, and they choose this because it's a really nice bridge that kind of goes between jazz and popular and maybe adult contemporary and whatever other labels they throw at it. But generally, it's just a really positive, uplifting genre of music.
That's right.
And that's why I never get sick of it. I really enjoy it. And I think when I say to people I like Kenny G and they just look at me like I'm crazy, I say, well, come on, you got to listen to a little bit of it.
Exactly.
And like Kenny, he is the biggest selling instrumentalist ever.
That's right.
75 million sales, and
unreal.
Love him or hate him, he's just done incredible things for instrumental music. It got a bit schmaltzy there at one point, but you go back in time. Benny was talking about discovering smooth jazz through the Najee cruise control tune, and for me, I had a Kenny G cassette. I just listened to it over and over, and I said to my brother, I thought Kenny G was cheesy. What's this all about? And he said, well, that era you've been listening to, that's all the Kashif-produced Kenny G, the G-Force era.
G-Force, yes, yeah.
And that
right there is a vacuum. Once you learn that, you're going to find a bunch of stuff.
And that's the strange thing. You say Kenny G to people, and they scoff. But, and that's the thing. Like, I think smooth jazz is so deep. There's so much there, and there's so much musicality. And again, really grateful to you, Paulie, for flying the flag locally here.
Don't worry about that.
Amen.
Thanks, Paul.
Good on you. Thanks, guys. I really appreciate that, and we'll keep doing it. That's what we're here for, and we'll keep sending the message out there, and nice, loud and clear. And I want to sort of bring our good friend from Sydney, Graham Johnson. He runs. He has his Saturday Smooth Jazz show on alive905.com. So it's always great to check him out. 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. every Saturday morning. And you can stream his program, and that's smooth jazz, around about the sort of 80s and 90s. So very similar to what we're doing here this evening. But I'm excited because it's the 80s Smooth Jazz show, and looking forward to seeing you guys. Thank you so much, BennyB and MG, for hanging out with us this evening, taking over, railroading the Smooth Friday radio live show. But you know what? I think it's got some great themes, and I want to put you to the test. We might do a Kenny G session.
Wow.
Very soon, all right? And we'll 100% Kenny G.
Wow.
Can it be Kenny G related, or because I was telling before, I'm all about the 12 inches, and each one of those is a solid 7 to 8 minutes of Kenny G. So
True. No holiday albums.
No holiday.
That's the rule.
We're going to finish up. We're going to finish up with a little bit of George Duke, and from his 1980 album called A Brazilian Love Affair. Certainly a great track, one of my favourites, and look forward to seeing you guys next time. And our big hi to our podcast listeners, and don't forget to download this program. And I'm sure once I edit it and cut it up and all that, so I might give it to Benny or MG. How about you guys do it for me? But there's certainly some great interview and great music that we've shared this evening. So thanks, guys. See you next week. Or see you next time.
Thank you, Paulie.
And I'll see our guys after Easter. We're back after 2 weeks, a short break, and we're back playing the music very smooth here on our Smooth Friday live radio show, the 80s Smooth Jazz Show edition.
Thank you, Paulie.
Thanks, Paulie. Positive vibes.
Have a nice one.
Seaside with